This is the new Acer Swift Go 14 AI PC powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, and for everyone who's got a wish list of an OLED display, powerful performance, and more importantly, a thin and lightweight design, this fulfills all of that and at a good price. This is Rupesh from Sillycorns. Subscribe if you're new here, and time to find out. Look, this is a proper work productivity laptop, but unlike a lot of work productivity laptops, this packs in a lot of exciting features. Let's start with the design. That's just, you can hit someone with it. I mean, that's the first thing you will notice. For a thin laptop, this is built like a tank. It's insane. There's almost no flex anywhere, no weird creaks, and there's no wobble in the screen, which is crazy because every single thin and light laptop goes shaking when you open the lid swiftly. Other than that, it looks all clean with the minimal Acer logo, and it's got an all aluminum chassis all across, no cost cutting, and I like the chamfered edges here. Plus the lid opens with a finger to up to 180 degrees, and opening the lid lifts up the chassis for better airflow and a better keyboard angle. Now this is 14.9mm thick and weighs in at around 1.3 kgs, so portability is there, plus it's got all the essential ports. There's two Thunderbolt 4 ports on the left, along with a full-size HDMI 2.1 and a fast USB 3 port. The right has the Kensington lock slot, another fast USB port, 3.5mm combo jack, a micro SD slot, and these indicators. You also get the QHD webcam on the top, which also has a physical shutter, by the way. Also, this is what the keyboard looks like, and I know it has a very sort of serious, get to work look, but I like the layout, except for the smaller up and down arrow keys, and there's a fingerprint scanner embedded in the power button that works well. This also has a dedicated key to the Acer Sense app, which lets you control the performance and other AI features. I'll get to that in a bit, and since this is an AI PC, it's no surprise that this has the Microsoft Copilot button here. This launches Copilot almost instantly, and what's cool is that pressing it again hides it too, pretty convenient. Typing on this is great, though very snappy, good feedback, and the white backlight is effective. Even the touchpad is big and it's smooth, and I like that it's not weirdly placed, and in a very minimal laptop like this, I appreciate the Swift here lighting up. And this is what Acer calls a multi-control touchpad because it shows you these controls when, say, playing a YouTube video. It's pretty handy, and when you close YouTube, it just goes away. Neat. The big standout though is the display. I mean, this is available in an IPS touchscreen option, but the one we have has a 14-inch OLED screen with a sharp 2.8K resolution. And yeah, as you can see, the specs are great, but the screen is actually high-end and beautiful. It's 90Hz, so everything feels a tad bit smoother. It's 16:10, so you get the extra screen estate. It has 100% DCI-P3 coverage, so you can use this for photo editing, color grading, and this is rated at 500 nits of peak brightness, and it's definitely bright enough. Also, this is a glossy screen, but it isn't crazy reflective, which is good. Plus, this has true black HDR 500 certification, and well, movies and shows look incredible. You also obviously get the OLED advantages, be it the deep blacks or the infinite contrast, the vibrant colors. It looks good. And since we're talking about watching content, this has dual speakers on the bottom, and these are fairly crisp, have DTS X Ultra support, which actually makes a difference. But the speakers could have been louder, in my opinion. Anyway, let's talk performance. So the Acer Swift Go AI PC comes in both Intel Core Ultra 5 and Intel Core Ultra 7 options, and the variant we have is powered by the Intel Core Ultra 7 processor, 155H, which has 16 cores with 6 P cores, 8 E cores, and 2 low power efficient cores, which are new cores in Core Ultra processors, which are basically used when you're doing something not so intensive, thus bettering the battery life. There's also 22 threads, a max clock speed of 4.8 GHz, the Intel Arc integrated GPU, and what's new is Intel AI Boost, which is a low power 2-tile NPU to power more on-device AI features. Add to that, there's fast dual-channel 16GB LPDDR5X RAM and 2TB Gen 4 SSD storage. Now the laptop performs really well in benchmarks for what is essentially a thin and lightweight laptop. In CPU benchmarks, the scores are really good, be it in Geekbench or Cinebench R23, but it's the GPU benchmark that kind of surprised me. In 3D Mark TimeSpy, the Intel Arc GPU shows that it's a good upgrade to the Iris Xe graphics from the last gen. And the storage tests aren't the fastest, but they are in line with what you expect from a Gen 4 SSD. These numbers apart, what matters is the day-to-day performance, and the Swift Go easily handles a ton of Chrome tabs, multiple apps in the background. I mean, it's bread and butter for a laptop like this, so this is not a surprise. To give you an idea, I've been using this laptop as my daily driver for the past 2-3 weeks, and my use case involves a lot of work apps, Chrome, Notion, Slack, and the performance has been no problems for me. Plus, what's interesting is that it even handles something like Photoshop with multiple layers and whatnot pretty easily. To put it like this, the performance is solid, and to test out the Arc GPU, we even played some CS2 on this, and the FPS is pretty good at 2.8K and low settings. Definitely good for some casual gaming. As for the thermals, you get 2 fans, 2 heat pipes. You can also see the SSD slots which support a max of 1 TB SSD. Apart from that, you get the exhaust vents here, the intake vents at the bottom. And I did not come across any major heating, and the fans turn up when running benchmarks or using an intensive app, and the fans do get a bit loud. As for the Intel AI Boost NPU, Intel has announced that 100 plus apps are going to be optimized soon to work with this NPU. So a lot of AI features like generative edit, AI features in video and photo editing software, transcription in meetings, all of this will work on device, which should make things a lot faster. In fact, the onboard AI features on this laptop kind of give you an idea of the AI performance. I mean, there's Acer Ultra View, which uses AI to create this depth effect in wallpapers, Acer Live Art, which lets you create unique stickers from your photos, Acer Purified View, which brings all of these useful features to the QHD webcam, be it auto framing, background blur, or eye contact. There's also all the Acer Purified Voice 2.0, which uses AI to cut down the noise, enhance your audio, and actually makes a difference. Also, this is an Intel Evo laptop, so you get all the standard Intel Evo features, be it instant wake, Wi-Fi 7, fast charging over Type-C, Intel Unison support, and more. I also like the Acer Sense app, which lets you choose from these performance profiles, and it has some handy options for charging. There's options for the OLED screen. You can control the brightness of the controls in the touchpad, and you can also check up on things like battery, RAM, storage. Yeah, it's pretty useful. Now, the battery here is a 65 watt hour unit, and you get a 65 watt Type-C charger, and I got around 6 to 7 hours of battery life from this. I mean, I would usually start my day at 100% and end it around 30%. Look, to sum things up, I think the word no nonsense goes perfectly with the Acer Swift Go 14. I mean, there's just nothing flashy or gimmicky about this laptop. I mean, the design is all proportionate, the build is as solid as it gets in a thin and light design. Add to that the 2.8K OLED panel, the latest Intel Core Ultra processors, and you get a solid package all around. As for the pricing, the Acer Swift Go 14 starts at ₹79,990, and I think Acer has got the pricing right. But I want to know from you, what do you guys think of the Acer Swift Go 14 2024 edition? Comment down below, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.